What's up, guys? How's it going? Oh, 1 second. There we go. How are you guys doing? So, had a pretty solid New York session. Very solid AM session. Um, yeah, I caught some really nice longs all the way up here on this leg up. This right here, this was not a funded. That was just an eval that hit break even. But yeah, actually let me go delete that. Yeah, so it took pretty much mainly two trades right here. Had a long right here. And then I had another long right here. I did get long again right here off this little gap. But this one was on an eval right here. And this one did hit break even right there. I moved my stops to break even right when we kind of pushed up here. So that one was break even on an eval. It's fine. But yeah, these two over here are really nice. Caught this long right here. Caught another long right there. So yeah, I mean this long was very, very nice. Whoever was patient this morning to sit through, because I'm sure everyone knows that we had Trump, speaking at 10 a.m. Eastern, right? And that got delayed like almost an hour. And lots of traders probably just logged off and just did not trade that whole session. But if you waited, you built up some really nice low resistance liquidity right here. You tapped into this 50-minute gap right here. Tapped to a 50-minute gap. This is also a 1-hour gap as well. And then we got this pretty good size inversion right here. Got this very good size inversion right there. I decided to take it off of this right here. I know we were pushing back up into this 1-minute gap, but I really like this leg right here, this push. So just took profit, at the top of this low resistance liquidity. So very, very nice trade. It was messy. It was messy until about then, right? Until we started pushing off that 15-minute gap, right? So you had to be patient today. I know lots of traders got chopped up in here before the actual push up, right? So you just gotta be patient there. But yeah, pretty good AM session. So now since that recap is done, let me go kind of clean up the chart real quick. We'll clean up this chart. Let me go to the 15-minute. Let's see. We got Robert Lee in here. What's up, Robert? Ryan, what's up? 1100 this morning. Awesome. Very nice. All right, I'm gonna go through, delete some of this. Don't really need this anymore. It is pretty interesting. I'm gonna remove all this. It is pretty interesting what we did. So on the daily, if we go to the daily here, if we go to the daily here, we were between those two 4-hour gaps. We did inverse this one. We pushed up higher. If we did close up here, if we did close above this daily gap, then I would probably have said, okay, we're probably going to go get this buy side up here in that weekly gap. But we had some hard rejection after that. So we'll go see. This is a 15 minutes. So kind of what I'm looking at right now is, okay, we have, let me delete this. I'm going to go ahead and delete this too. Just clean it up even more. Clean the chart up even more. Okay, yeah. So what we have now is we have this gap right here, and then we have so we got this 15-minute gap right here, and we have this 15-minute gap right here. So we're kind of between that. I want to see one of these get inversed. So Ryan says he needs $350 on his eval. Is tonight the night? Yes, Ryan, tonight is the night. But if it's not, it doesn't matter. You always got tomorrow. So no need to rush it. But if you get it tonight, it's awesome. Let us know. Robert says, you won't believe me, but I missed my own move yesterday during the Asia session. Expecting the reversal. Yeah, I saw right when we hopped off, it ripped like 170 points. Price always does that. Price always does. Like every time when I log off the Asia stream, it just rips like 100 points. So let's test that theory tonight. Did I get a new mic? No. Why? Is it better or worse? I think I am a little bit closer to the mic today. But yeah, anyway, so we do have these 15-minute gaps right here. We do have these 15-minute gaps. That sounds clear. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so we do have these two 15-minute gaps. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't really like price when price is just sandwiched between two gaps. Which that's kind of been the theme this week, I would say. But let's see what we get. Yesterday, we did catch a really nice trade on Asia session yesterday. So if you didn't see that, go check out last night's video. It's on the channel. Where was I don't even remember where our trade was. I do not remember. It was where was our trade? I don't know. We had some trade in here. I don't remember it, but let's see. Robert says ES inverse the 15-minute. Let's check. Let's check. It did. You're correct, Robert. You are correct. We did inverse. All right, so that inversed. NQ looks a lot more clear to me. Let's check these highs up here. No real SMT up there. Okay. All right. Cool. Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. Here's NQ. Yeah, so the daily, if we go back to the daily, I would have liked to see this close above this daily gap, right? Then I was like, okay, maybe we could push up here to this high into that weekly gap. But no, we rejected pretty hard. And did we come back 50%? Did we come back 50% of this? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Do I trade gold? No, I do not trade gold. I trade NQ mainly. NQ, MNQ, oh, mainly MNQ. But I use the NQ chart to chart on. I might start playing some ES, maybe. I don't know. But and I like NQ. No gold though. No gold. 1 minute possible breaker. 1 minute possible breaker. Let's go take a look. One minute breaker. Most of the time during Asia, I like you doing most of my charting off the 5 minute. For the actual entry, I kind of will drop down to the 1 minute sometimes, but for the most part, I like the 5 minute. So we are, we are coming down into this 15-minute gap right here. So what happened here? What happened? Let's see. So pretty much no gap. We just opened up right there pretty much. Um, let's see. Let's see, guys. So here's the 5 minute, right? So on the 5 minute, we have a little gap right here. So bulls would like to see this thing get inversed. 5 minute gap right there. Um, I'm not really seeing anything that looks really nice for it to go hit. Like anything that it wants. Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I really want to see if price like this is what I want. If price inverses this 15-minute gap. Okay, then I'll look for this 15-minute gap down here. If we start pulling through and inverse this gap up here, then I'll probably look for these highs up here, these relative equal highs. But other than that, I'm not liking price inside this right here. You know, we had a really, really nice AM session, really nice New York session, really nice run. Um, right here. So I'm not expecting much from Asia tonight. We'll see. Usually Thursday Asia is one of the best nights. But I mean, like we'll see. Like if we start moving and we inverse one of these gaps, then yeah, then we can look for something. But just for now, between this, I'm completely fine with not taking a trade here. If we do want to acknowledge this, we do have the 1 hour gap right here, but we have 47 minutes. We got a while till that thing gets inversed. So yeah, drop back down to the 5 minute, and yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at. So we just want to see this thing inverse. Ideally, we want to see this inverse this 15-minute gap, and then we look for price to run down here. That's pretty much it. What's everyone else's bias? You guys got anything going on? Any type of any any other bias you got? Any other plan you want to happen? Ryan says NYAM looks juicy. Yeah. Mr. Positive says he has his TP set at 20,000. Okay, so you're shorting. What do I think for 20,000? I think 20,000 is probably pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, right there at that low. If you're short bias, yeah, I think that's kind of your draw is this 15-minute gap. You know, I'll kind of start watching that when price starts hitting this gap again. Right, you might see something there, but yeah, this general area is pretty good. Robert says, I agree. Current price is in between PD raise. Yep. To be honest, I'll probably tape read. Hope MNQ doesn't inverse. Shorted a 159. You shorted at 159. So you are in. Okay, yes, you're in over here. Nice, very nice. Nice, Robert. Nice. Yeah, yeah. I'm not too inclined to take anything right now. I'm not too inclined to take anything. I'm just gonna chill. See if we get an inversion of one of these gaps. If we do, okay. If we don't, just chop in here. It's fine. Wait till tomorrow. Check the 4 hour. If you look at the 4 hour, you know, the past 1, 2, 3, 5 candles, past 5 candles in the 4 hour. Look at it. It's just complete sideways, just complete sideways. All right. So like that's like I know that there have been a lot of traders that have been getting absolutely chopped up the past few days. And this is why, just because you're just kind of just between whenever you're kind of just like between two gaps like this, and price is just just bouncing back and forth between them. It's tough. It's really tough. Delivery is not so great during those times. You know, people always think that they're gonna have A plus delivery every single day. It's not gonna happen, right? Like that's why it's really good to limit the amount of trades that you do per day, or at least per session. So if you let's say in the AM, let's say you strike out the first 2 trades in a row. It's like if you took valid setups, A plus setups, like delivery is probably just bad. Just it's best to just wait for the next session or next day or whatever. And between in this area, on the 4 hour, or between this gap and then this gap right here, which we did inverse, but now we're projecting this daily. So there's just like lots of stuff going on in here. We just want to see price kind of break out of this area. You know, I mean, like look at these closes. Like look at these closes and opens on like right here. It's just flat, just right there. So it's pretty much that right there, and then like that right there. All right, so we want to see price kind of close out up here. Ideally, I want to see price close above this daily gap, and we push to this buy side up here. Right, or if we do start closing down here, you'll probably look for this 15-minute gap again, which is what we hit today. And then if we do close below that, okay, we'll probably look for this 4-hour gap again, which would be the fourth time of tapping it pretty much. So just right now it's really messy. Really, it's been really messy throughout this whole thing, pretty much. So it's been a little tougher to trade. So you really got to make sure you're taking A plus setups. But yeah, right now just short term. Right now if we do inverse this right here, we'll look for this 15-minute gap. But yeah. Back at the CE, 15-minute CE. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. It helps out the Asia stream a lot. Also, Apex is back to 80% off. So 80% off, use code GC Trading right there. It'll get you the best discount always. Let's check the ATR on these candles, see what's going on. Pretty small. Pretty small in the 1 minute. Yeah, these are like 5. Over here, these are a little bit bigger, but pretty small right here. Just want to see this thing kind of melt off here. Here's a failed BPR right here. Pretty much, and BPR is pretty much that right there. So broke through there, pushing lower. Having a little bit of trouble with the CE. Yeah, price died. Price just died the last like 10 minutes. The last 9 bars. The last 9 bars, we have been inside a 10-point range. 10-point range in the last 9 minutes. So let's stick to the 5-minute here. Let's stick to the 5-minute. 5-minute would be way better. All right. So what price do? Price blicked here. Took out that high. Try to drop. Just chop. Just chop right here. 5-minute gap right here. There's your 5-minute gap right there. So let's see if price does want to inverse that, or let's see if price respects it. See how big these 5-minute candles are. About 10 points. About 10 points on that candle. So I went right up there, tapped that CE. Hard rejection off that. Chop, chop, chop. Hard rejection off the CE right there, off that 5-minute. Yes. That candle just flipped red or bearish right there. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Flip back to bull. Okay, okay. Look at that. Look at that. Let's check ES. What did ES do? Same thing, pretty much. Same thing. So hard rejection there at the CE. Flip down. Took out this. No, did not take out that low, and then pushed up, closed high. All right. So 5-minute right there. So just mark this out as the 5-minute gap. There's your 5-minute gap. Like if this thing were to bounce here, like would anyone take a long here if this thing were to bounce? Personally, I don't want to. I could see how this would work, because okay, big move down, right? Taking out this low right here off the CE, 5-minute inversion, right? Like I could see how it could work. Like I could definitely see. I just don't like it that much. You know, like this thing could inverse. Like this could inverse and like run up to here or something, but it's not something that I love. Robert says he needs a change in state, 15-minute structure with price close on side, 15-minute. Okay, yeah. The only thing is with that, if you were to get that, you're buying pretty much right into this a 15-minute gap. So, like you would just be betting on, okay, are we gonna we're gonna inverse this, or we're at least gonna go back to the CE. And like the buy, like if we take a look at this too, like the buy sequence up to this is horrible, right? Like look, like what happened? Came up here, tapped it, ripped all the way back down, right? And then what happened? Ripped back down, right back to here, and now we're having a hard time. That's not a good buy sequence. Like for example, for over here, for our long trade to the upside, we took this 1-minute inversion, right? Look at this, 15-minute gap, bounced, boom, bullish, 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 minor pullback, bullish, bullish throughout the entire leg, right? This is the buy sequence that you want to see. That's it, right? You really want to see it match, you want to see this match this leg over here, or at least very similar, right? Now, do we have that over here, right? No, we do not. We do not, right? So look at the sell sequence down over here. You see the sell sequence? Red, 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 or just bearish, right? Bearish down, smooth down, and look at this. Taps it, wicks through. Taps it, drops. Taps it, drops, right? So that's not the buy sequence that you want to see. Now, what this thing could do is, okay, here we could flip here, take out this, maybe even have some SMT on ES, and then get a really nice buy sequence up like that. If we were to get something like that, that would be a little bit more interesting to take, right? 25% or 50% of the daily for value gap. Yeah, so that's up there. Correction 25% or 50% target of 15-minute. Okay. 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 Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that, guys. NQ needs to catch up. NQ needs to catch up, guys. It's about to inverse here. We got 55 seconds left on this candle close on this 15-minute candle. Are we going to inverse? Are we going to inverse here? That is the question. Yeah, that tapped right into that 5-minute and then just rejected hard. So tap the bottom of this 15-minute gap. Tap the bottom. I got 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. Not looking like we're gonna close through it. Got 10 seconds. Did not close through it. All right. All righty. So here's the 1 minute right here. So we got a pretty hefty 1 minute gap. Pretty good sized gap right here. Pretty good sized gap. Oops. So let's see if price holds that. Because what this could have been doing, we went there and we tapped pretty much the low of that gap to the tick almost. So what this could be here, this for Valley Gap had a lot of displacement, right? Had a lot of displacement. We took out this low, right? So if we do have a strong inverse through this gap, that could be bullish. That could be bullish to these highs. But we'll see. See what happens here. I think we're bouncing this block now too. This 15-minute. Yeah, we are. We're bouncing that. Still holding the 1 minute gap. Still holding the 1 minute gap. Okay. If we don't get a nice push on this candle right here, then I will invalidate this idea. That's decent close. See what this one does. All right, so see how we're not really pushing through this, right? We just came up here and we're just halted. Like unless if this thing just flips super strong into here, I probably don't want to take this. All right. Yeah, so I'm not going to take that. Chopping too much inside that. Yeah, it's really important to have that really nice kind of buy sequence pushing through that. The one thing that made me like this gap, like if we did inverse it, was okay. It displaced, lower very nicely through this. right? And then if we go to rip through that, I was like, okay, yeah, we could probably get in, look for highs. I mean, like look for this high right here, but did not get the inversion, right? Started pausing, halting, right? So that's not what we want to see here. The only thing would be like, okay, price like does this and then gets like a really nice buy sequence, then we can look for that long. But ES did close, NQ did not. We have 8 minutes left on this 15 minutes. So what that could have been right there, that could have just been the putting in the 15-minute wick, filling this right here, right? So this thing could inverse for inverse this 15-minute gap. That could have just been. It probably was just the wick. So we'll see if this thing wants to push lower here. Yep, there we go. So since we're kind of doing that, and if we inverse this gap, probably look for these lows. I would like a 5-minute gap to form, and then for us to get short inside that retracement to that 5-minute gap. But first, we have to get that close through that gap. That's the first thing. All right, so we are flipping back bullish here. We are flipping back bullish. Yeah, I mean, like, what would make me bullish here is okay if we get this market structure shift right here, and that inversion, that would make me bullish. This would have to be a really nice buy sequence. We do have this little gap right here as well. So if we inverse that, like it's nothing, that's pretty solid too. Did we? We already have. Yeah, we did. Okay. ES did not. ES did not. I would like both ES and NQ to inverse. So if you guys don't know, I do stream live in the morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, New York Open, in the Discord. So it's completely free. Link is in the description of this video. So we want to see a really nice buy sequence here through this. We do have 9 minutes left. We got 9 minutes left on the hourly candle. So this thing could be that wick through, and then this candle could flip higher. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's a possibility. If that were to happen, this would be a really, really good entry to get in on that flip or before the flip. Price is slowing down here. Price is starting to halt a little bit. See what happens in the next few minutes. See what happens in the next few minutes on this. Yeah, nice. I mean, nice flip. Nice flip on the 15. Took out that low. See if we could push higher here. We got 2.5 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. See if we can get this inversion here. If we just stall out here for the next 3 minutes, I'll probably I won't take this. I want to see this thing rip through it. Is anyone in a trade? Anyone in longs? Anyone in shorts? I know Mr. Positive said that he was in short earlier. Are you still in short? From 159. Yeah, from Robert says looking good, forming a swing low, price back inside, 15-minute busy. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we get this inversion here. If we get it, I might take a little stab at it. Might take a stab at the inversion. Let's see if we get it. We will see. Not going to get it on this candle. Let's see. We have so 1 minute left on this candle. So pretty much if we inverse here, I'll probably get in here unless we just rip up super high and we get a bad entry. Got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left here. Alrighty, so the only thing with this trade is your break even is a little close. I mean, we're already at our break even area pretty much. So I did take one off just right in that push. I did take some profit. My stops are not at break even yet because this is so close. You know, I want to try to get this up here. I did take one off right here. Stops are not at break even yet. You know, I'm kind of wanting this thing to inverse to push through this gap right here. I want us to inverse this 5-minute gap and then continue higher. If we can inverse this, we'll probably look for this high over here, right there. So yeah, just gotta relax now. Pulling back to the 50% of the inversion. See what happens here. Price action is a little bit messy. It was messy here. You know, this was a nice buy sequence though. This was a nice buy sequence inversing that gap. So I'm not mad about this trade at all. No matter the outcome, it's fine. We got proper risk. We got proper risk. Decent setup. You know, is it the greatest setup in the world? No, but you know, it's decent. Decent. Win or lose, it's decent. So I really want to see this thing push through this 5-minute gap here pretty soon. So this right here is my break even. You can see we almost got it on that earlier push. I honestly thought we were going to get it there because it just pushed up like that. So that's why I did take one off, one contract off. It happened so fast. But yeah, well, I'm wanting to see that. I want to see that push up there. Let's check the 5-minute. 5 minutes, very interesting candle. As you can see, it's still holding that 5-minute gap, right? Still holding that 5-minute gap. So we gotta inverse that. We really gotta inverse that. Price decided to not move for the last 10 seconds of that candle. Price still okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Price finally decided to move. Nice. So 1 hour, you can see the 1 hour candle right here. Right, not much of a wick on that side, but that's fine. It doesn't need to have, like, we did put in a little bit of a wick. Ideally, what I'm trying to get here is I'm trying to get this flip, right? I'm trying to get this candle, this 1 hour to flip and close inside this hourly gap, right? We got 9 minutes left. That's what I'm trying to do here. So on the next push up into this line, I will go break even if we get that push, of course. Check ES. What's ES doing? Pretty similar. Pretty similar. Very indecisive candle on the 5 minute. And why is it indecisive? Because it's between this 5 minute gap and this 1 minute inversion right here. See what happens with price next few minutes. You know, really, like, ideally, we want this to push pretty soon here. We don't really want to just see it just kind of do its little chop thing, right? So yeah, so next time when we do push into this gap, I will go break even then. I probably won't take any more off because I did take off one already. So I'll probably just go break even, then let the rest go up here. I'm not using crazy size. I never use crazy size at night. Got 6.5 minutes left on the hourly candle. All 5.5 minutes on the 1 hour. All right, I'm gonna go break even now. I don't like the look of this thing. It can do it at once. I'm going break even now. I want to see this thing push pretty much right when I get in that trade, which this thing's not doing. So I am break even now at 117. Just pretty much just I'm pretty much the bottom of that candle. So I was able to get one, just one off up here. So really nothing. You know, for the rest, kind of just hold it pretty much up here. Maybe I'll take one off in this, like at the top of this gap or something. But we'll see. We'll see. Risk free now with a pretty tight break even, but I think it's smart to go break even now, just because it's not getting that momentum. Price just kind of died out, slowly grinding up, but not enough for me. So not much action today during Asia. We had tons of action during New York. Caught that awesome long up here. Caught another long up here as well. So yeah, that was nice. Oh, hey, look at that. We're back at that area. So let's see if we can inverse this. Remember, stops are break even still. I've not taken anything else off. I want to see us inverse this gap. We have 2 minutes and 39 seconds left on this candle. So we want to see this thing close inside that 1 hour gap, right? But what are we doing now? We're rejecting this 5-minute gap once again, right? So if it wants to continue, great. If it hits the break even, it's fine as well. Does not matter. Got 2 minutes left on the 1 hour. 2 minutes left on the 1 hour candle. Like almost every day, like right when I log off, price is just like ripped, like off of the Asia stream, like within the next like 10 minutes. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see if that happens again. Well, whenever I log off, if we get that, that would be hilarious if it does. Got a minute and a half left. Minute and a half left. So just so you guys know what I'm looking at, here's this. Like I have it. Well, this is the 15-minute, but over here, right? We want to see this thing push and close inside that gap, right? Oops. Right now we are still getting halted. We're still getting halted here at the at this 5-minute gap. The new hour might do like a wick. It might make a wick down here and get our break even. Might continue after that. Who knows? But I know it's crazy. It's crazy. Having a little bit of trouble in this. Let's see. We are starting to push a little bit more. We got 30 seconds left. See where this 1 minute closes. We want to see this thing inverse this gap. Welcome back, Francis. Welcome back. You were on the live stream this morning. Yeah, it's rejecting that 5-minute hard. So that's like usually what I do is whenever we start hitting that next kind of gap area, that's usually when I go back or go to break even. So, so this thing did not. Okay, so we did close outside. We did close outside of that. Do we want to take our half hour now or do we want to let it? Okay. I sold one more there just in case if this is kind of the wick to continue down. The rest is at break even, so we're golden. We're golden. We secured a win, even if it is small. If we do push here, great. I'm putting my stop up here, just to right here, just on the flip of this candle. If it gets it, it's fine. And tag there. So okay, all right, just like a little half-hour trade, just a little scalp, right there. Because the reason why I kind of want to get out there is like, okay, this wick could be this since we did inverse this 1 hour gap. This wick could have just been that little push up to continue down. So that's why I did get out there. But yeah, just a little scalp, nothing crazy, light size. I don't go heavy size during Asia, so I do most of my trading during New York AM in the Discord. So I think I'll hop off there. Not much action. Francis said he's holding one micro BE at 107. It's at 107. Okay, cool, nice entry. Yeah, I think I'll hop off there. Just a pretty slow session, just a little scalp, nothing crazy. So thank you for watching, guys. Please hit that like button. It helps out the channel a lot. Remember, guys, Apex is 80% off. Use code GC Trading. It'll get you the best discount always. Mr. Positive says that wick was one tick away. One tick from what? From stop or from what? Francis says bye. Adios, Francis. Adios. See you tomorrow morning. I'll stay on for another minute just to answer any questions or anything. Adios, Robert. Adios. Hopefully we're on our way down. Oh yeah. Are you in a short? Yeah, I think you're in a short, Mr. Positive. Well, good luck. Good luck on that short. Hopefully you win. Usually, right when I hop off, price rips a million points. So, we'll test that theory right now. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning in the Discord. Adios.